arrive shortly.
Alright, sorry I had to move. I don't know what the heck's going on. I mean, first of all, I don't know if I blame Verizon for this or Greenwood. Because yesterday, there wasn't a damn light that was working in Greenwood if you were down here. Not one light. So I don't know if I'm going to blame Greenwood for the wireless or Verizon. But hotspot is right here, and it crapped out on me right in front of Popeyes. I don't know. Anyway, back to Drop Off Line Sports. Sorry about that. I know it's kind of fading a little bit. Hopefully this signal hangs here. I've never actually broadcast from this spot, so I don't know how the Verizon might work. Sometimes I'm thinking with Verizon, I just got to go park right underneath their tower. Maybe that's it. Jason, good morning. We got to go take two here. Where was I? Yeah, I mentioned the Pacers. I mentioned the Cavaliers. Hey, how about this? He is not coming. Good morning, Jennifer. Not coming, at least around here from what I've seen. Who out there would go see Phil Collins? I've never seen Phil Collins, and it was announced yesterday Phil Collins is doing a North American tour. I think so far from what I've seen, the closest he's going to be is in Columbus, Ohio, I think. But I'd go see Phil Collins in a minute. Who's with me on that? Phil Collins in a minute? Me too. All about Phil Collins. But I tell you what, even without Phil Collins around here, this is a really good concert season. I'm right there with you. Good morning, Pete. Right there with you, Heath. I mean, if Phil Collins goes all his solo stuff and the Genesis stuff, I'm on board with that. Jennifer said, saw something pop up that we can rate the streamers on Facebook. Listen, I don't know why. It's weird because maybe it's just a moment. But having a hotspot right next to me, I should be able to get connection, right? I mean, it's literally right next to me. Phil Collins is great. Bill Kerr said, I've seen him at Deer Creek probably a dozen years ago. Great show. In a second, I would go. As of right now, he's not making a stop in Indianapolis. Hopefully, our friends at Live Nation and others can change that. They do have a great concert season going on around here. Because I know like a year ago, 2 years ago, people were complaining about it. But it's a really good concert season with all the venues around here, whether we're talking about Ruoff Home Mortgage Music Center or, I don't know, the Lawn at White River State Park, the Miracle National Center, Bankers Life Fieldhouse, really good. I love me some Go-Go's in the morning, too. Hey, one of the best starts to a movie, Heath, with the Go-Go's we got to beat in Fast Times at Ridgemont High when the camera's following Damone through the mall. I mean, that's classic stuff right there. That is classic stuff. Good morning, Darnell. I hope I'm in a good spot. I mean, I'm in Greenwood. Probably it's not a good spot. Yesterday, all the lights around here, like, I'll point over here, like this direction, Fairview and 135, lights were out. The other, I don't know what the hell was going on around here. What else we got? Anything else good you guys want to talk about? I just actually shared this video of Colts quarterback Andrew Luck on Men in Blazers. Men in Blazers is a soccer show with some English dude talking. And then Andrew Luck is reading, that parody account, Captain Andrew Luck, the old Civil War stuff. He's actually reading some of those tweets. But it's Andrew Luck on a show called Men in Blazers. I think I just had the promo, but I shared that with you if you want to check it out on Facebook a little bit later on today. I mentioned the concert season. I mentioned the NBA last night. The Cavaliers are through to the Eastern Conference Finals. The Sixers survived to play another day. They'll get a Game 5 coming up in Boston coming up tomorrow. And then you got the two Western Conference semifinals that could close later on tonight. Golden State up 3-1 against New Orleans. That's in Oakland tonight. And then you have Houston at home versus Utah in a must-win situation for the Jazz. So both of those teams, Houston and Golden State, probably moving on. All right, Mecum car auction. I got to ask you guys this. This is a great question, and I'll probably bring this question back next week. Next week, I have to go to the Mecum car auction on Tuesday and do some videos. I love going out there. I'm giving away tickets for the Mecum car auction this week. If you were going to want a classic car, what would it be? A classic car, whether it's a muscle car or a sports car. And granted, these things, I'll give you a great example. There was a Plymouth Roadrunner that was for sale for $250,000 on the auction block. That was its reserve last year that I saw. It still had, they had the original sticker in the window from where it was sold at this Plymouth car dealership in Ontario. Amazing. 250K though is what it was. Absolutely amazing. But if you're going to have any type of car, and what's great about Mecum is they send a bunch through there. I mean, you know, some look like they just probably got pulled out of somebody's barn after being there for about 30 years. Like Brian Crow says, a 67 Ford Galaxy 500. Jeremy Goad, 63 split rear window vet. Lisa, the lovely Lisa, would go for a late 60s MG. I'm going to give you three right now, three of which I've seen. I just saw last year at the Mecum auction. I actually made a bid as a joke on a 77 black Trans Am Pontiac, the Bandit car, right, from Smoking the Bandit. I mentioned the Plymouth Roadrunner is awesome. I'll take that in a minute. See, I like Pete, too, the 1970 Hemi Cuda. That's awesome, too. I'm right there with you. Barbara Jean Kleeman says, how about a GTO? The other one, though, how about a 1982 Porsche 928? Seriously. For some reason, I love the look of the Porsche 928. And I've been a big Porsche guy. Actually, my first car was a Porsche 914, and it's not like what you think. It was a Porsche, but basically it was a mid-engine convertible 1974 Porsche 914. So it was a German Fiero, basically here. It was a German Fiero, but it was awesome, and I killed it basically a month after I got my driver's license, which was too bad. But I've liked the Porsche for a long time, any of them. It was just cool to kind of have the logo, right? The Porsche logo on your car. But the 928's always kind of interests me. The 928's got that, you know, that kind of rounded, you know, back. If I give you a great example, the 928 is the one that Tom Cruise drives in Risky Business. That's his dad's car, the one he puts in the lake. That's the 928. I think, and actually, that's a 1982 928. So Heath knows exactly what I'm talking about. Goad says that car had too much power for you. No, it didn't. You know what? It really didn't have any power. I think we could probably run faster than that car did. I was going too fast and wrecked it, though. I shouldn't have killed it. I didn't even have time to take it out in the summertime. It had a target top that you could take off, latches, four sides, latches you could take off. And it was just a two-seater, but it was pretty awesome. I had the world's cheapest car stereo in it, too. That was kind of funny. You know, back then everybody wanted the Alpine or the Pioneer or the Kenwood. You know what I'm saying? The Alpine had the cool green lights, and the Kenwood had the cool blue lights. I think Pioneer had kind of a yellowish type of light going. I think Sparkomatic is what I had. Sparkomatic didn't have any cool lights. And this is how you could always tell in the day that you had a really cheap cassette player, as we had in the cars. If you hit the eject button and it just slid out really slowly, like that. If it slid out slowly, you had a good cassette player. If you hit the eject button and it launched it out like a damn catapult, you had a cheap one, like a Sparkomatic. So mine, like, you'd hit the eject and it would launch the cassette tape into the back. Sparkomatic, baby. But no, Mecum, I'm going to give away tickets for that again today. Mecum is a great experience. And I say this all the time, even if you're not a big gearhead, a big car person, that is going to be for you. It is a fun time. Even though you're not a big car person, and even though you're probably not going to be able to afford the stuff that you really like in there, what's interesting, you can sometimes get buys. Seriously. Sometimes you just buy something, maybe you have some time, you want to restore it, a friend wants to restore it. It is pretty cool. Mecum is cool, and we will have that for you. Tickets coming up later on today. Brian Crow wants to know about tickets to the Grand Prix. I haven't heard yet. I'm going to be out there on Friday, but I don't know if we got tickets to the Grand Prix, Brian, or not. Normally we do. Normally they're really good about it, but I haven't heard. Bob Chambers says 1962 Corvair with a Pioneer player and 80-ounce speakers blowing it up. Bango. Hey, who sings this song really quick? Here's a throwback for you, kind of remixed. You guys, anybody recognize this? This is a band that I would like to see. Kind of started the whole alternative electronic type of deal in the 80s. I do want to see these guys, though. And I think they still tour. It's mostly in Europe. But who are they? All right. Again, no Lenny today for Drop Offline Sports. Take 2 brought to you by Bobcat of Indy. Lenny has a doctor's appointment, so I'm here with you. Heath Bartlett got New Order. David Byer got New Order. That's why you guys are the damn best right here. Blue Monday. Woo! I don't know if I like Blue Monday, Bizarre Love Triangle, or True Faith. Which is your favorite of the 3 right there? This is pretty good right here. Blue Monday, guys. Yes, Scott Yaney. You're right. Later today on the show, Jeff Brom is the head coach of the Boilermaker football program. He said yesterday in an interview, I think, with the Lafayette paper, about that whole Tennessee gig, where there's smoke, there's fire, so Tennessee came at him hard. And of course, as we saw that whole Tennessee thing melt down with the hiring of coaches and what all went down with that, it was in that mess. The AD got fired. But Brom stayed behind, got an extension on his contract, and Boilermaker football fans are expecting a lot this year. He joins us coming up today, Jeff Brom, and as Scott Yaney mentions, Kevin Pritchard. I've got a scroll of questions for Kevin Pritchard. All right, Pacer fans, before we go, send me some of the questions you want me to ask Kevin Pritchard about the future of this Pacers team. Some of the questions, like I have a scroll a mile long of questions I want to ask. What do you guys want to ask? Send me some questions here, and I'll ask Kevin Pritchard some of those later on today. I think he's going to join us at 5 o'clock. I promise you it will be extra awesome, though. Promise. So your questions for Kevin Pritchard, seriously, I'll even give you guys credit, too. I won't take your questions and act like they're my own. I'll give you guys credit. All right. Drop Offline Sports, brought to you by Bobcat of Indy. Thank you very much. Kevin Hart tickets today. Some of your favorite summer concerts that are coming, you guys can lob those in there too, and I'll read those, respond to you. Mecum car auction, some of your favorites. Oh, thank you. David Bayer says, from the ashes of Joy Division. Man, I love Joy Division too. I actually probably spend more time on channel 33 on XM, the New Wave channel, than I do anything else. Yaney says, ask Pritchard if he sees Turner and Sabonis starting together in 2019. That's if Thad decides to go someplace else. Interesting, Scott. That's on the docket today. All right. You guys have a great day. Thank you for watching Drop Offline Sports Take 2 with a good signal, brought to you by Bobcat of Indy. Hey, I want to thank all the guys. Joe Bright, Brian Crow, my man Shade, Chris over at Bobcat of Indy for providing the tool cat for me for the weekend, too. It was awesome, and I appreciate that more than you know. Hopefully I can get it again because the kids love riding in the back of it. Let me tell you. I can haul some mulch, and the kids love riding in the back. Kevin Hart tickets later on today. Mecum tickets later on today. Jeff Brom, Boilermaker football coach. Kevin Pritchard, Pacers team president, today at 5. Your questions, if you want to ask him, I'll ask him what you want to know a little bit later on today, too. Drop Offline Sports. You guys have a great day. Situation Gray.